Okie dokie. There we go. Good evening, Gotham. Good evening, Metropolis. Emerald City, Xanadu, Babylon, to the ISS. And, well, if there is a woman up there on this mission and I screwed that pooch and offended her, the last woman off the planet, all of them down here are pissed off at me. And now they're mad because I forgot to mention them last night. Then I'm sorry. Um, I'm Scooter McGee. Thank you for participating in the number one podcast. Nobody, what is it? Oh, the number one podcast nobody knows about and even fewer people watch. So if you do and you're liking it and not sharing it, I don't understand. That makes no, just hit like and go away. You should open the Metro. I'm not going to do anything you tell me to do. So when I tell you to thank the sponsors that are making this Bugatti possible, pay no attention to Greeley West Side Liquor. Even though it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast and 9 a.m. in Moscow, 3 p.m. in Tokyo, and even 10 p.m. still, sadly, in the Hollywood Hills, um, they can't get Greeley West Side Liquor to deliver, but you can if you're in northern Colorado near Greeley. Find them and get it delivered. Get your orders in by 11 p.m. so you can get it delivered by midnight. And let's go through the headlines. I'll get to On This Day and our other sponsor. Shh, it's still Silver Mountain Jewelry and Pawn, but that's for On This Day. All right. So the world awakes for 4/14/2022, and there's the governor of New York. They're proud to report that the New York City subway shooter is in custody, and there's no more room and no more hate in our state. Ah, I'll remember that here at the midterms in October, November. California is going to introduce a 4-day work week in their legislative process. The Chamber of Commerce is pointing out incredibly bad idea. No, you don't understand. We're changing daylight savings, and a 40-hour work week is 4 10-hour days. No, a full work week is 32 hours a week. Ah, brilliant. It'll cost you now 3 jobs to keep living in California. Um, Legislatures claim that California being the first to introduce this will change the landscape. Oh, we're going to beta test nacho fried Doritos now. Here we go. No sooner did the New York City governor have her, or the New York mayor have her, the New York governor, excuse me, have her press conference, exclaiming there'll be no more, there's no room and no more hate in our state. The New York City mayor has some questions. He's wondering why the kids who are 15, 16, and 17 are out at night, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Where are your children at? Oh, you're suggesting these kids have parents. No, these are free range children. Um, Children, yeah, with guns. Shooty, he points out there's black on black crime in New York and in New York City. Uh-oh. The next thing you know, the mayor is going to suggest we give the police what they need. He, however, is insisting that high tech uh, metal detectors and other surveillance that he's not going to tell you what it is need to be installed throughout and it's the MTA. That's the transit. hmm We should have done it after 9/11, but where is the money for all the cameras that were put into the subway system? Well, they weren't. We were working on the servers the other day. Didn't we tell you about that? It is now official. The federal mask mandate will be extended for 2 weeks. That's a lie. The federal mask mandate was extended another 15 days. So that's 2 weeks as we're 2 months into the war. We're now in the 8th week. 7 times 8 is what? 56. No, the media likes to jump ahead with numbers that just don't exist. The number of original victims in the New York City subway shooting was 16. That number is now 26, and the original number of shots fired was 30. Now counts 33 shots. 33, 30 and 29 victims, 29 wounded, 33 and 29. That's a hell of a shot. Are you sure you want to get? See, I heard a shot and I turned and I got whiplash. And are you one of the injured? The numbers are not adding up. Oh, he was denied bail. You guys actually debated bail for this idiot? And he's going to get a psych evaluation. Oh, good. So we can pump him full of dope. Ah, good. Good. They're promising us that he's going to get a fair trial. The check's in the mail. I love you very much, and I won't. Huh? Truly tasteless jokes. I always like that one. Finland and Sweden move a step closer to joining NATO. Now, the problem is, 6 weeks ago, I tried to explain to you the deal that Belarus signed with Russia. You might want to check which country now that they border and in proximity. Ooh, yes, Belarus has already signed allegiance with Mother Russia, and we would have to insert nuclear weapons, or as Chekhov would say, nuclear weapons into the region. Uh, Continuing the escalation as the European Union decides whether or not to have a Russian oil embargo. Vladimir Putin points out, bad idea. You want to do that, consequences are your own. And to your civilians. What does that mean? What the do you think it means? Have any of you now entering the 8 weeks of this nonsense bothered to read the Soviet playbook? No. So keep having we're going to have more meetings. Oh, yes, we'll get to those. More meetings. Hmm. Yeah. Look, the sports thing. Oh, and the Dodgers and the. I don't want to get into that right now. It's easier to track the number of dead Russian generals versus the number of dead World Cup soccer players, and we just lost a Colombian soccer player. God, I wish I'd had money in that Deadpool. I'll ignore the sports story for the moment. We do have a new border crisis. 10 days in, I begged the question, how did 10,000 Ukrainian refugees arrive at the U.S.-Mexican border? No, this is a different border crisis, Scooter. Yeah? A lot of the supply chain shortage problems are because of Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Mexican truckers who are blocking the whoa, 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 whoa. You really want me to believe for a half of a tenth of a second Texas Governor Chris Abbott is responsible for the supply chain shortages in the United States? You're talking about a trucker convoy suggesting a bunch of southern rednecks in Mexico. As you debate Title 42, Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, El Salvadorians, and other South American countries are arriving in Washington, D.C. by the busload that came in through Texas. The Texas Governor Chris Abbott said, oh no. Thank God, where's Beto? Here comes Beto O'Rourke. Shh, everybody, get on your knees. He's about to speak. He's running for governor in Texas, just in case you didn't know. He says that Texas Governor Chris Abbott is being extreme. All right wingers are extreme. I know the left and the right, and they're the extremists. Yeah, extreme. And that we need immigration reform so that we can provide shelter to anybody who's abused and who's threatened by an evil government. Oh, stand by El Salvador. Hey, remember 19 days ago when I told you about, well, that's a lie. It was 21 days ago in the 20th day when there was a whole bunch of killings in El Salvador and there was suddenly martial law and the president suspended some of the Constitution? Oh, good. We can bring that story up front now. No, no, no. The border crisis. The Los Angeles Police Department formed a task force late last year, and in the recent discovery in the last 4 months. Oh, you mean the crime is only up 4% in Los Angeles? You lying sacks of. You're telling us that the numbers for 2021 to 2022 only went up 4%. They went up 4% in the last 4 months. But again, another all-time high. No, 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 because if we go back into the 1950s when Sergeant Joe Friday patrolled the streets, yeah, no, 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 no. El Salvador. The international community is concerned about human rights violations now that the president of El Salvador has initiated again a sweep and a crackdown on the gang violence. And oh, the LAPD task force. Sorry. 17 gangs responsible for a lot of the monkey business and the organized stealing, targeted stealing of high end from Beverly Hills to the backyard driveways of Paradise Hill, if it's still called that, to Mulholland. But we know what goes on Mulholland. So just settle. Oh, I jumped a couple pages. So there are 17 LA gangs that seem to be. How many of those are from those upstanding Christian members of the business community? We just can't talk color, can we? Oh, the news gets worse. Finland and Sweden moving another step closer to Nato. Oh, it's all about the children. And if the shootings in New York aren't enough, we had a 9-year-old child shot in California after a store owner tried to shoot a shoplifter. Oh no. Boy, I sure hope they throw the book at the store owner. People have a right to steal. Um, I know exactly where I was when John Hinckley shot Press Secretary James Brady and Ronald Wilson Reagan. 66-year-old John Hinckley, of course, is out on the streets. He will be performing his first sold-out concert in New York City. We have to give peace a chance, and it's clear that the world needs to give people like John Hinckley a second chance. What could possibly go wrong? Frank James, of course, now has appeared in court. Because he called Crime Stoppers to turn himself in, but someone else is claiming because they weren't on drugs and they weren't fasting, they were just a security guard and saw him on the cameras and told everybody, I'm not crazy, I'm not crazy, that is him. And who's going to get the reward money? I'm just curious. Because again, who calls Crime Stop? Hey, Crime Stoppers. Yes, Scooter McGee. Who? Thank you. Hey, here you're looking for. Yeah, I'll resolve this. Yeah, bring your checkbook. Was he calling his handlers? Perhaps as suggested, like the DC snipers? Boy, did the FBI uh, profilers call that group wrong. Remember, that was a middle-aged, crazy, ex-military white guy, not a tag team partnership of a father and a illegitimate prodigal son. President Biden in North Carolina. The video now is out there. Um, I joked earlier on another project today that look, something is wrong with Joe. When you finish a speech, doesn't matter what you said in the speech. We can get to that in a minute. But when you go over here and there's nobody there, by the way, you never turn your back on the crowd. And then you turn your back on the crowd and there's nobody there. And then you look over here and there's nobody there. Hey, okay. But see, um, now I didn't graduate from the Knoxville School of Faith Healing. I got kicked out, and it was in the undergrad program. So I'm not able to make a medical diagnosis. My professors at the Knoxville School of Faith Healing, they don't even like admitting that they're professors at the Knoxville School of Faith Healing. And it would be easier to believe that former Vice President Joe Biden, allegedly President Joe Biden, was a professor anywhere for 4 years. The press pool, we'll see how they do. Their heads may all tonight explode like that guy did in the movie Scanners. I mean, keep hope alive. As the world all adorns in Major League Baseball tomorrow, a certain number to honor Jackie Robinson. Okay, another first. Um, oh, good. More reason to gin up the racial issue as a police officer shot an unarmed black man in the back of the head in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And there's masturbating, race baiting attorney Ben Crump. Where are the Black Lives Matter people for New York? As the New York City mayor is even calling them out. Oh, stand by for him to get ushered out the side door. The governor will appoint a new mayor because, you know, no more room. They're booked. Um, he was booked on a single count on a single federal terrorism charge. Really? Uh, Attempting to write the serial numbers off the gun that's his that he bought in 2011 in Ohio? Isn't that another gun crime? Isn't bringing a unlicensed and unregistered weapon into the New York City subway, isn't that another state and another federal gun crime? Um, the single charge. Wow, if this guy were middle aged and happened to be the color of my skin or my teeth, I think somebody'd have 117 charges, the death penalty, and fears for. By the way, is the New York City subway shooter? Is he going to get the Jeffrey Epstein suite? Since the cameras weren't working in the subway, how do we know they're working in the jail? He's going to get a fair trial. You see, now that you've told me that, I really can't believe you. And if it's a federal trial, then there can't be cameras in the. Oh no! You're going to have to believe what we tell you when we draw cartoons and show you. Oh no! Boy, I really want to thank the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the Metropolitan Transit Authority, the City of New York, the State of New York, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation for being able to so quickly wrap this into up a little package that we're going to put over here. And trust us, we'll find something else to direct your outrage to. Stand by for El Salvador. I'm a Contra, he's a Contra, she's a Contra, we're a Contra. Wouldn't you like to be a Contra too? Ben Crump, where are you when we need you? Oh, I'm sorry, you're ginning up the masturbating, race baiting hatred in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Governor Whitmer, can't wait to hear what you have to say tomorrow. There's 3 more minutes of my life I'll never get back. Hey, out of the world of the last financial collapse that our first black president saved us from, I'm almost learning to say that with a straight face. Jamie Dimon. Oh, I wish, again, I can't get any of you to watch Barbarians at the Gate, so you have no idea how evil Henry Kravitz is. There is no being partners with Henry. Well, Jamie Dimon, he is, of course, a financial authority. You know, it was one thing when Deutsche Bank said the U.S. may enter a recession in the fall of 2023. And then, you had that pesky Clinton guy, Larry Summers. Yeah. Here comes Jamie Dimon. You know who we got to wheel out next? Joe Biden is famous for quoting people of the past. I'd like to see Ivan Boesky or Michael Milken appear on stage. Just so we can really slap them in their faces of how stupid they are. They're falling for it again. Jamie Dimon says Oh, not only is recession coming, it's absolutely possible, but it's coming long before the fall of 2023. See, because all you need for recession is, by definition, two consecutive negative quarters of GDP. So I direct your attention to the little device you're using to piss people off and passively aggressively text and surf for porn and buy Bitcoin and make evil tweets. You might want to use that and go take a look. I could be making it up. By the way, with all of the hundreds of billions of dollars you've wasted on our national parks, here's another slap across your face. It is National Parks Week. I like long walks in the beach, and I love to go for a ride in the mountains in the woods. Who goes on a first date with a guy in a car, then gets on the interstate and goes up to the park into the woods? It'd be more fun to take you on a first date skydiving because it's just 90 seconds where we don't have to listen to you yapping because the wind is so loud we can't hear anything. We should take her up like 3 times a day. What? That's right. Get pissed at me because I'm talking about you. How can you be watching this? Nobody watches this. This is the number one podcast nobody even knows about, and fewer people are supposed to watch. Go to bed. Two new COVID strains have been found in New York City. Boy, it just gets worse and worse. I hope we can get the drug sniffing dogs, the bomb sniffing dogs, and the gun sniffing dogs and now we'll have the COVID sniffing. Thank God we've got the robotic dogs. Hey, maybe there's a use for them after all. Wasn't it cool that the New York Fire Department had the infinite wisdom to get some of those? Oh, good. I'm going to have to do a whole different video just on the $54.20 bid and the tender offer. And again, the joke of barbarians at the gate. Um, and now Jamie Dimon. Oh, dear God. Hank Paulson. Where's Kashkari? Jackie Selby asked a question. Why is the head of the Federal Reserve in California in the news lately? Oh, I don't know. Because maybe the head of New York and the head of the Fed shouldn't be yapping because their names were all over. Where is Kashkari? How is his bald head? It's getting it waxed. The media is now confirming what we told you 3 days ago, that the Ukrainians sunk a Russian cruiser or battleship. No, the pride of the Navy fleet is gone. The Ukrainians don't have a Navy. The media just cannot get their straight, period. That 8-mile convoy is inching towards Kharkiv. See, you reported over 5 weeks ago that Kharkiv was the first Ukrainian city to fall. I'm just saying. The more the European Union thinks about it, we're going to have some meetings regarding this oil embargo so we can kick the can down the road longer. I said in the first 72 hours, the first 3 days of this product, for every hour, for every minute, for every hour, for every week, for every month, there is a absolutely quantifiable, calculatable, when do you recover from that? As the war enters its 8th week, we will not see economic recovery from this event for 8 years. Hashtag Scooter Damas. Hashtag war on gangs. We'll get to El Salvador here pretty quick. We got to. We're running out of time. Putin is, however, acknowledging as the world and the European Union consider more sanctions. The sanctions now are hurting his energy policy. Yep. If he's saying that publicly. Oh, diplomacy will work. They're doubling down. Is that it other than El Salvador? Yes. Okay. So, argumentatively, 20 days ago would have been a Sunday. And the shootings in El Salvador had not taken place while we were doing this live stream 21 days ago. So the following day, I would have reported, 60 plus people just died last night in El Salvador, downtown on a Saturday night, partying. No, not Lodo, Denver. No, El Salvador. Oh, well, we're still on for brunch, right? No, news. Dead El Salvadorians. Big story. Who cares? That's right, because Gucci bags aren't made there. I love your body. Now, close your mouth. Thank you. No, the clock on the stove does not work. Who taught them to tell time? So, in 19 days, the president of El Salvador, I'm thinking about trying to explain why there are different knobs on the switch. Who taught them to read? I don't. I wasn't at this meeting. I would have voted nay. 101 other things we could have taught them to do. The president of El Salvador, I'll bet his wife doesn't. He declared martial law. He suspended parts of his constitution. I reported all this. He began policing the cities that had been taken over by gang members. Oh, the liberals and the international community are upset now. Oh, here it comes. In 19 days, he arrested over 11,000 people. Oh, the international community is outraged. Because what if just one innocent person was arrested? Oh. And you know what the president of El Salvador is doing? Not like the progressives and how they shame. No, here's your pictures. Here's you guys all out in the square, naked, kneeling. See, if you're a gang member and you're behaving this way, you're going to be arrested and we're going to put you in prison. And you're going to get 2 meals a day if you're lucky. And the conditions in prison are horrible. See, this is the cost of your decision making. But innocent people are being, well, even on the anniversary of Hugo Chavez getting installed, I find this story very interesting as we deal with defunding the police and community policing, more money. No, see, on my planet, you're lucky if you get called in the room. Oh, there's plastic. Papa, you're dead. See, that's it. You're done. You've crossed the line. Again, stop, police, flee, grab, fight, ground, grab, taser, bang, you're dead. He was a little baby. He was from the Congo. He didn't understand. We have to err on the side of caution. The president of El Salvador is telling the world right now, hey, to the international community that's worried about human rights, I don't speak El Salvadorian unless it's just Spanish. It may be Portuguese like Brazil, so I don't mean to offend. But he's telling the international community, go yourselves. He's also telling them, stay out. He has record crime. The people no longer feel safe. 70% of them are in poverty, which is incidentally 70% don't have bank accounts, but we're trying to get the currency on Bitcoin and we're figuring it out. But the international community rattling your sabers about human rights and about how we arrest and how we treat criminals, thugs. You're saying that because of the color of this. I don't give a about the color of your skin. Look at me. McWop. Irish without papers. Illegal immigrants coming to the United States. I say that because of the lineage. See, legal immigration is getting your paperwork and coming here meant you had papers. Illegal, You could have been part of a famine. You may have killed some guy on the dock the night before, grabbed your wife, and jumped on a boat. Stranger things have happened. Record crime. How you're being treated when you're arrested in your rights. Unless it's the right color when it suits the media about the victim's rights. It's always about the victims. Well, you start smashing some of these cockroaches, you're not going to have maybe so many victims. I can't believe you called them cockroaches. I can't believe you're that close-minded. I can't believe any of you wasted 30 minutes of your life on this project. We didn't even, I'd hit the D button. It was A, B, C, D, the QWERTY, but for the fingers, D is boo. And there was 3 of them in sequence. And I'd hit the long boo so I could thank the people who are sponsoring on this day that we didn't get to. Whew, look at the time. So you sit here and ramble, you don't even get a chance to smoke. I barely had a Coke. I'd say we ran out of time, but I spilled bong water all over. Okay. Nobody believes this. Wait a minute. At 10:30 at night, I used to hear you do a bong hit. You're now going to get to see it. You really should close your eyes and then just rewind 40 seconds. But here goes. We're coming out of the bottom of the hour. So the David Lee liner hits, and then the bumper music, the sweepers, fires in. I crack the mic and then do this. What? No, we're on the air? Are you? Are you serious? Oh, hiya, kids. Welcome back to the Scooter McGee Show. And then we'd go into On This Day in Illuminati History. But look at the time. I got to go. He faked bong hits on the air for 13 years. Technically, only 11. 1 year during the stroke, they ran best ofs. And then when I retired, they ran best ofs. But even in the best ofs, it's theater of the mind. He spilled bong. Yes, I spilled bong water all over the walls. There'd be a stain when there'd be a bong in the building. Can I turn you into a... Of course, we drill a hole, we put a stem, and we're going to need a top. Now you stay there. And you people go, be well, be safe, and be incredibly leery of the headlines. And be ready the next time that I do this, that I just juggle 3 ping pong balls in the mouth 6 feet up in the air. Or we could blow... Ooh, I could blow fire and set the bedroom on fire. Gotta go.